Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And trucking along through the Road to Rise, that's what I'm going to be calling it, Road to Rise. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing the Army of Darkness. And I'll be honest, this one and the Evil Dead remake that came out in 2013 are honestly tied for my two favorite films in the franchise. And I'll explain why later, especially when I review Evil Dead 2013. But this is the film that I'm actually probably going to be going back to a lot. And I think one of the main reasons why is because Army of Darkness was actually the first film that I watched in the series. I mean, granted, I did see the TV version, but I think it was an uncensored version because I do remember hearing Ash drop that single one F-bomb in the TV version, which I'll get more into that later in the review. But the point is, this is one of my my favorite films in the series. If not the favorite. Sometimes it's this one, sometimes it's the Evil Dead 2013 movie. In fact, this is the only film in the series where I actually have a steelbook of Army of Darkness that includes all four versions of the film. I didn't even know that it had those, but there was a TV version, director's cut, a theatrical cut, and I believe an international television cut, which I believe is different from the original TV cut. Which eventually I will I'll make a video talking about all the differences between all four cuts. It'll probably come after I'm done with this series review. But for now, I'm just reviewing the version I recently saw, which is the director's cut. Starting off with what I liked about this movie. I mean, I honestly enjoy the slapstick humor again. This is the one that's the most comedic or comedy-centric, however you want to call it. I think I read somewhere that originally Sam Raimi actually wanted this movie to be PG-13. But because the MPAA, they absolutely hated Sam Raimi and Evil Dead, they just gave it a rated R anyway. This is the movie that you can't even, it's not even a horror film. It's a straight up comedy, which is fine. I think it was revealed very early on that it was going to be way more lighthearted than the other two films, which again is okay. But I found myself laughing at this one. I grew up watching the Three Stooges, sometimes old reruns of it, or my grandmother would get the Three Stooges on a VHS tape, and we'd watch episodes of that. And I always found them hilarious. I'm pretty sure that Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell were also fans of the Three Stooges, especially going into the Ash vs. Evil Dead. They created a beer named Shemp's beer. The acting, especially with Bruce Campbell, is honestly the best of the core three films. There is a little bit of mixed iffy part about it where it feels like Ash is a completely separate person from the first two movies. Where the first two, I could kind of see Ash's transition from being a scared, basically teenager guy to becoming the badass guy with a chainsaw. But in the third film, he's instantly throwing quips here and there, just slaying deadites left and right. He's picking fights with King Arthur. And I don't know, I just couldn't see it, at least at the very beginning of the film. Once I got past that, Ash is still a great character. The supporting characters with him, Lord Arthur, Henry the Red, Sheila, even eventually when the final like boss character comes in with Evil Ash, they're all great. Evil Ash especially was a great villain. Like, he's honestly my favorite villain of the series. Like, I like him better than Henrietta or like the actual Kandarian demon. But and the final fight sequence between like the knights and the skeletons, again, the stop motion or puppetry or whatever they were doing to make the skeletons move, those were fantastic. And like, I know there's some shots where they actually show the stop motion and like it shows how dated it is, but like, I don't care. It's a fun movie. Like, it was made to be a dumb, fun film, and that's what I liked about it. There are a few nitpicks here or there that I have. Like, I mean, obviously that scene with the mini Ashes, like, it's obvious that like whatever green screen or whatever they were using, like, it's clear. It was made very clear that like it was very rough. I mean, especially the scene where one of them like dive bombs into Ash's mouth and two of them are trying to hold his mouth open, and like you can clearly see that the hands are just like nowhere near his mouth. But that's really one of the only kind of nitpicks that I have with it, like film-wise. Now, story-wise, well, not exactly story-wise, it's still part of the film, but the only other nitpick that I really have is the fact that Ash doesn't use his chainsaw much in this film. Like, he uses it twice, I think. Once at the very beginning when he's taking down like this one Deadite in that pit that was trying to kill him, and once when he's like carving up Evil Ash before he gets resurrected, right? And I just think it's weird because, like, you know, Evil Dead 2 was like building him up as like the hero from the sky who it very clearly showed him wielding a chainsaw. Like, that, the poster that came out, like, it shows him wielding a chainsaw. Even the steelbook I have, like, it shows Ash like using a chainsaw against the Deadites. Meanwhile, Lord Arthur is in the background, like going to town on them with his sword. Well, this doesn't happen in the actual film. He uses his shotgun and he uses a sword. That's it. I know it's a nitpick, but it just feels like they only used that for just like a cool poster shot, and that's probably exactly what they did. But I just feel like since the poster had him using a chainsaw, and like the artwork for the steelbook had him using a chainsaw, I just feel like he should have like used the chainsaw more. But aside from that, the only other real nitpick that I have with this film is that, once again, like I said at the very beginning, this movie should have been rated PG-13. And I know that Sam Raimi wanted it to be PG-13, but the MPAA just basically gave him the finger and made it rated R anyway. Still a little bit stupid that, again, they made Army of Darkness rated R when there's really only one scene that has a lot of blood in it, and it looks like it's red paint. But I guess to wrap this up, Army of Darkness, still one of my favorite films of this franchise. That might change when Evil Dead Rise comes out, I don't know. But as of now, it's definitely my favorite of like the comedic side of these films. And tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see if my thoughts on the Evil Dead 2013 film like derail it. But that's it for this review, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.